Hey, and welcome to week one. A few things I want to say as we get going here. Actually, I'll take these off so we don't get as much glare. A couple things to say as we enter into week one. You will note as you look at the syllabus for week one and as you are looking at the module for week one, there's a lot on there. And so I want to talk about that with you a little bit. First off, when the course was redeveloped, there was input from a lot of different people, including the theology department and some other departments on campus. And so, of course, everybody kind of feels like what they have and what they think is important. And so I don't disagree with the things that were put in here, but it does look like a lot, and it is a fair bit. I want you to note a couple things, though, with this. I'm not sure where you are on your journey with SPS yet. What we're told and what you can see, even if you do some searches on the internet, is uh, there are expectations for you to do, 2.5 to 3 hours of work outside of class for every hour that you are working inside of class. So that's the case with a 16-week class. So then if you look at, you know, um, we're doing 8-week classes here. There's a lot of material compressed into a small amount of space. So the expectation work-wise, and this is not something that I put into the syllabus, this is something that was handed to me, but it's par for the course. Again, I've been teaching here at SLU for about 10 years now, is that you'll put in about 16 to 20 hours a week. All right, so no apologies for that. This is university. I know that a lot of you are working adults. My wife is currently working on her master's work and working full time, and so I know it's a bear sometimes. I want to work with you. I want to be gracious with you, but I also want you to be honest with yourself about expectations. Uh, Note that whether you're taking the class with me or whether you're taking it with any of the other, I don't know, 20, 25 sections across the university, the expectations are still largely the same, and the readings that have been passed on to us and the assignments, many of them that have been passed on to us, are the same. So I'm happy to work with you, but know that this is a course that's going to take some work and some engagement. That said, I think that you will enjoy a lot of the work that we're going to do in the class together and in this first week together. So I'll make sure that I jotted a few notes down for myself. I want to make sure I don't miss anything. Um, Anyone can do theology. So it doesn't matter if you are a Christian, a Jew, a Muslim, a Buddhist, somebody from any kind of a theological background, you can do theology. Maybe you consider yourself an atheist or an agnostic, and I've had many atheists and agnostics in class over the years. You can do theology. Theology at its heart is God talk. That's literally what the words mean. Theos, God, logos, words about. So knowledge of, talk of. So this is what theology is. It's talking about God together, and anybody can do it. We want to do it in an educated way. And so this is why you have readings. This is why you're being invited to think. You've got some videos, in fact, 3 videos for this week to watch. Each of them is about 15 minutes long, so they're not too long. But we want to become budding theologians. In other words, we want to grow. We want to not just be reflecting some of the ignorance that is expounded on social media, right? We want to go beyond that, and we want to actually think with some depth, and we want to do some readings that challenge our preconceived notions. Um, we have theology that is embedded in us that we've grown up with. Maybe it's Christian theology, maybe it's theology from another religion, maybe it's no theology, being atheistic. That's been embedded in us through the things that we've been taught by parents, the things that we've seen on social media, things we may have learned in church or other places of religious teaching. Embedded theology is what we grew up with. And there's nothing inherently wrong with that. It's just good to be aware of that. Okay. We want to go beyond that in this course. We want to go towards deliberative theology, and that basically means we're wrestling with it and we're thinking about it. And so your readings and your textbooks invite you to do that. N.T. Wright this week, the readings there are about justice. Why do we have a sense of justice in this world? Why is there this sense of spirituality, even if it's not Christian around the world? It seems as if every cultural group, every group of people group has a sense of spirituality, and so you find religions of all different types. Why is that? So we're gonna do that. I want you to think reflectively. What I often do, you may want to do this, you may not want to. I'll often read a textbook with a highlighter in hand and a pen right beside me, and mark down things that matter to me, underline, make notes in the margins. That's the way I read a book carefully. You may have other ways of doing it. Okay, I don't want to prolong this video too long for you, so let me keep on. Just in terms of discussions, you're going to be asked to be involved in discussions every week, including this week. You'll have an introduce yourself. That's not really a discussion, but introduce yourself on there. Welcome each other to the class. Get to know your classmates a little bit. There's going to be your first Ignatian question this week, and take a look at that and reflect thoughtfully on that, and again respond to each other carefully. And then you'll have your first regular weekly discussion in the course. Things that I want you to be aware of for that: get your first response in by Wednesday night if you can. That way there's an opportunity for you and your classmates to respond to each other. So I'm looking for and expecting you to interact with each other over a couple of different days of the week. What I don't want is for you to answer the questions on Sunday night at like 10 o'clock at night and respond to your classmates at 10:15, 10:45, that kind of thing, because that doesn't leave any kind of room for back and forth and discussion. And these discussion forums really kind of take the place of the discussions that we would normally have in the classroom. Students who engage this well have found those discussions to be really rich and really helpful, and they've really enjoyed it. I'm looking for you to respond at least 3 or 4 times to your classmates over the course of the week. I have seen students respond 10 times, 12 times, 15 times over the course of a week because they get engaged with each other in these discussions. You don't have to go to that level, but respond carefully and thoughtfully. In those responses, an adequate response is not, "Oh, good answer, Jim or Sarah." No, I want you to engage with their answer and respond to it thoughtfully, carefully. Understand what their argument or what they're saying is, and respond to it gracefully but thoughtfully. All right. I want to see that you've read the material or listened to the material carefully. So I want you to draw it in. You can say, hey, N.T. Wright made this kind of an argument, and I agree with him. I think he was right on with this, and here's why. Or McGrath made this argument in the videos, and I disagree with him, and here's why. All right. So again, the discussions are a chance for us to go deep together and to demonstrate that you understand what each other's saying and that you're engaging with the material. Okay, so we're going to get into some basics of Christian theology. You'll see that the creeds, the Apostles' Creed, the Nicene Creed, you'll have links to those. Note that those are only like half a page each. They are not long documents. The readings that you have from Augustine, a great thinker of the faith from like 400 AD, and Thomas Aquinas from the Middle Ages, those are not particularly long either. So just be aware of that. Okay. Again, I look forward to engaging with you this week. If you have questions, please feel free to email me or text me, contact me in some way. Have a great week.